Hello everybody, my name is Xen, and today we will be testing MacOS Tahoe, and this is mostly a question for Ableton Live 10 users and those that use a lot of third-party plugins. If updating to macOS Tahoe in this current stage is worth it. So basically, I'm on Sequoia, I'm staying on Sequoia, and I'll tell you why I'm staying on there. So I guess first question is, does Ableton Live 10 run pretty smooth for Ableton, for Tahoe? And the question is yes, it does. It does turn on via Rosetta, so actually you're gonna be fine with Ableton itself, and you're not really gonna have a hard time. The problem really becomes, I think, the what is that called? The VSTs and certain third-party plugins. And I'm going to talk about mostly the most important ones. Unfortunately, I don't have anything like native access because I don't really want to use native instruments. I don't have anything like Arturia Audios because I also don't really want to use it. I don't have anything like this, but when it comes to kilohertz work surprisingly well. So I think used some of the Sine, which is basically a Labs alternative, except if Labs locked in. When it comes to projects, you're gonna see in a moment if it's smooth or not. You're gonna see. And well, when it comes to projects, they do open, and well, is it smooth? Does Tahoe actually consume performance? Well, let's see it. Seems to work fine. Some audio might disappear due to the disk, because I don't really use an SSD because, oh my god, the SSD price. But anyway, let's get a new live set and actually test out the thing I wanted to test out. So let's begin. So I think the first thing everybody might want to know is if Serum works. And well, when it comes to Serum 1, it's strange. Take a look. So here's a Serum 1. Serum 1's about to play real soon. So the keyboard is completely broken. Well, you might forgive that, really. It doesn't seem like too much of a problem. But as soon as you do a UI change or something, this is what happens. For some odd reason, this happens. Change the wavetable again, something happened. And it really seems unstable with the way it works. For some odd reason. And as of now, Serum, I mean, look, textures are bugging, because this, for some reason, is loading the old textures when macros were here. But this is a view selector, so this will be one bug that you will encounter. This is somewhat broken. I'm not sure if you can actually rename them. Let's see if I rename them and maybe put like one modulator here, let's say, and just do this. Like, some of this stuff is survivable. But I don't know, I wouldn't say that, you know, Serum 1 is actually fine to work with, I think. There's not much of a problem. This is where the problem actually begins, is when you change the wavetable, the entire thing and UI begins to be just weird. And even if you resize it, I think this actually makes it worse. There you go. That's the bug I was talking about. When you resize it, that's the problem. Like, I genuinely don't know where to go. But I don't know, maybe if I go right there and default 100. So you can only work with default 100, but it's still as buggy. Like now, it doesn't even select and change. Yeah, when it comes to effects, doesn't seem so horrible. Compressor is fine. Reverb is also fine. This here, not much of a problem. Only when you resize the skin is when it actually becomes a buggy mess. Here, 90% is not horrendous, but here you can see some things are bugging right in here. So if you use Serum 1 a lot, how about Promethium? I never tested Promethium. Promethium is actually a lot worse. Way worse than I remember. So how about 100%? Will it change? No, not really. It's still messing up. You really have to change quite a lot of stuff to actually do things. And when you resize, it only will get worse and worse and worse. So, yeah. It's really annoying that you have to change things here. The entire UI for envelopes is bugging. This entire UI is bugging. Here, certain keys are not working, like you can't scroll sometimes. It's really bad. So I wouldn't upgrade if you're using Serum a lot. The same thing I can say for Serum 2, and actually Serum 2 is a lot worse. Let me show you why. And here it actually presents itself to be fairly okay. It's when you start going to the UI is when it gets problematic. See? I'm driving over things and they bug. There we go. There we go. Yep, there it is. Pressing keys is a little bit buggy. Here you can see that. When I change away tables too, everything just blacks out eventually. So yeah, if you work with Serum, I wouldn't also do it. When it comes to the effect tab, it's horrendous. I mean, I don't even know what to do here. I just did this for no reason. I don't even know what I'm pressing. I think resizing really does nothing. Resizing actually makes it worse, if I would say. I think 75% is actually when it's survivable. I'm surprised that this works. So 75% on Tahoe is actually solid. So yeah, this seems to work okay. I'm gonna check the filter tab as well. It seems to be okay. When you change it to 100%, there is. So yeah, I would say it would be 75, and I would set 75 as default. So that way, when you close Serum and open it again, it actually won't be so bad. Okay, well, never mind. It will be very bad, actually. Yeah, it's actually horrendous, even on 75%. So if you use Serum a lot and you don't really wanna, you don't really wanna mess up your entire thing, don't upgrade to Tahoe because of this. So keep that in mind. Kramit works fine, I would say. There's not really a problem with it. Nothing's messing up entirely. Like, you can actually work in it. So Kramit is fine. Yeah, there you go. It works okay. Voxity. Now, I know some people might not use this, but I personally like using it for vocals. I actually use it a ton recently. Because it's a handy little tool, and Voxity itself is fine. The UI is just a little bit problematic, I think, because all you have is just glitches, and sometimes some things like here are misplaced, like maybe here is like an UI glitch. So if you use this and you don't mind the UI glitches and stuff, you can probably use it and it'll be fine. Now we're going to the utilities. I personally use this thing, Loudmax. I use it a bit. Loudmax is completely invisible, so you can't really see much. I don't even think you can resize it. Technically you can figure out what's going on, But that's if you work with the plugin a lot, and some people might have not, or if they work with limiters. For beginners, I would not download lmao if you're on Tahoe, because look at this, you know. When it comes to kilohertz and their clippers and whatever, the clippers actually work fine. The clippers are okay. So here's the clipper. So there you go. Clipper works fine, which is good because I love kilohertz stuff. Compactor is another thing that's probably very used, and this also works fine. There's not really a problem here. I'm guessing there's probably also a transgate that people use, and transgate work fine too. So yeah, you got your answer. This is for mostly ambient producers, and if you like Sol and stuff, Sol works as well. Sol works as well. So there you go. Sol works pretty well. So there you go. That's your answer. Now we're gonna go to some other VSTs, and that is delay. Now delay is pretty handy. Everything works here, everything works here, no UI, glitches, none of that. Everything is working. So there you go, it works. Another thing is bitspeak. Now, bitspeak is glitchy, but you can actually survive. Okay, never mind. I did not expect this. It actually, you can survive with bitspeak. So if you like bitspeak as well, don't upgrade at all. Just don't do it. Which, obviously, I'm not gonna do it, especially now. Because look at this BS. So don't upgrade it. If you use bitspeak for any purposes, don't upgrade to Tahoe yet. Just wait. Dedoubler is like a doubler plugin. Works as well here. No UI glitches from what I see. No UI glitches here. There's no glitch here. So dedoubler is fine. I'm pretty sure they upgraded for that reason. We're going to see if there's anything more here. Supermassive Valhalla. It works as well. There you go. Everything works here as well. Here, I'm pretty sure OTT will not work, and I was right. So if you use OTT a lot, switch to Kramit, because Kramit is a lot better in that regard. This is important, actually. Ozone Elements, or Ozone in general. Ozone works, even 9 if you have it. Ozone works, everything here. Didn't have any UI glitches to what I see. Here, everything works there, everything works there. The Maximizer UI is not glitching. Everything seems to be okay. Now when it comes to TDR Nova, which I know a lot of people use, MacOS Tahoe, you can see the glitch here, but when you do this, oh, bro chacho, look at this. It only gets worse when you do thresholds. Yep. So, don't upgrade to Tahoe if you work with this thing a lot, because, well, you're not gonna like it. And if you use this a lot, and you don't want to pay egregious amounts for fab filters, well, yeah, don't upgrade, because you're gonna lose TDR for life. And I do not want to lose TDR. Absolutely not. TDR is super useful, and everybody should get it, in my opinion. Let's see what else we can find here. Maybe reactor. My reactor is completely broken, however, so this will be weird, because I did not install everything. Reactor here, you can see the UI is already messing up. As you might see, there you go. The UI is messing up. I have no reactor installed because I didn't install it. But as you might see, the UI is already fucking up here, and I'm guessing it's gonna get a lot worse. There is another glitch. I don't know how it will be if I resize it. Now it's actually even worse if I resize it. The UI is glitchy. All I would say is don't actually upgrade if you use Reactor tool. But Sign Player actually works surprisingly fine. There's not really a problem with it. I didn't really see any problems, at least, and it seems to be quite a-okay. Like, I did not detect any problems or nothing. Here, everything seems to be working, library performance or whatever. Of course, I didn't log in. If I try to resize it, you can resize the UI and you don't see the cursed glitches. So I think it's okay. There's not really a problem with that. So if you have Sign Player and you use it a lot, you could probably have it. When it comes to Voxengo stuff like Voxengo PHA, which is for phase rotation, it's fine. Everything works here. When it comes to span, I never tested it, but we're gonna test it live together, and span looks completely glitched. Well, somehow it's not, but yeah, there you go. So span works. Span works. I don't know about UI changing, if it affects, no, color don't affect nothing. So Voxengo works if you use it a lot. There you go. Oh, STFU. That is a very handy free sidechaining plugin by Zeek. Doesn't work. Not even when you resize it. Doesn't work. Nothing works, and I'm actually pretty sad that it doesn't work, because it's meant to be a sidechaining plugin you can manipulate. And it's sad that this doesn't work, because I used it a ton. Basically, your new sidechaining mechanism would be compactor at that point, and just animating it via MIDI automation or audio input. So yeah, this no longer works. So if you want to have a classic sidechain, you can't really use it with that. Even with Kickstart, if you have it. Kickstart also doesn't work. Kickstart is also broken. You can see the UI changes. Obviously, I have a license, but I don't want to, download it from my other PC. It's on my account. But there you go. You can see that it's glitched. The UI is completely fucky up here. I would also not recommend. Okay, Essential Kicks. Not many people use it, but just in case, at least the UI is usable. So yeah, it can give an epilepsy attack, if anything. So yeah, Vital seems to be working. Yeah, seems to be working fine. Okay, compressor here works, delay works, distortion probably also, let's be honest. Reverb also. Yeah, so everything seems to be working here. So Vital is fine. If you use Vital, you can safely upgrade to MacOS Tahoe. But other than that, do I recommend? Not really, actually. Let me go to Buster as well, because people use this. I use this a lot. This is like a compressor for mastering, but for some reason I'm completely messing up my controls. So everything seems to be working. No UI glitches, none of that. So Buster works. Would I recommend getting this? Actually, not really, I don't think. I believe that you would have to wait a little bit until developers, especially Steve Duda with Serum, actually figures out macOS Tahoe framework, because he'll have to basically rewrite his entire thing for this. So yeah, I would say that I would wait for sure and just be patient. As of now, if you're a music producer that only works here and doesn't have a second machine or a second PC for music, I would just not upgrade. I would stay at Sequoia and wait until everybody has all the upgrades necessary, until even Ableton has the upgrades. I'm pretty sure Ableton Live 12 has support for Tahoe. 10 you actually have to use Sequoia. So you might want to upgrade, I guess, I don't know. But it still works fine, so I mean, Live 10 works fine, it's just the plugins are a bit of a problem. So yeah, just be careful, guys. So I guess that's all from me, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.